He's kind of a tall dude.
Okay, tall dude. That helps.
Looks like Michael with hair.
Just grab the first person in the lobby.
Exactly. Hi, do you want to come with me to the basement? Yeah, not creepy at all.
Grab the first person you see. You want to go to the basement? There's wine or the meat. Any other loud noises you want to make, Kenneth, before we begin? Okay. Welcome to the Cold Show. We are here today with our wonderful guest host, Sandra.
Hi.
From the Genre Junkies.
Hey,
Yay.
glad to be back. Glad
How
to
are
be
you?
here. Oh, fantastic.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure, believe me. We were so excited when you decided to grace us yet again with your appearance and your being on our show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, unfortunately, Kelly had other things she had to do, but you stepped in to take up some of that slack because I cannot do it on my own by any means. And Caleb, of course, is here as always.
Hello.
But between the two of us, we needed someone else to, just kind of toe the line.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm here. Brought a female perspective, brought wine, and matching outfits.
And matching outfits. That was the best part.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like embarrassed we came wearing the same thing today. I don't know. So I'm not sure how that happened, but.
Twinsies.
Twinsies, yes.
Twinsies.
Can we do a little vesticulating? What is it?
Gesticulating.
Ventriculating.
I bring the words, too.
Yes.
That's another thing I offer.
So we're going to learn today our ABCs, if anything else. Not our 1, 2, 3s, though, right?
1, 2, Freddy's coming
3.
for you.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
Oh, I
Very
wasn't
good.
asking you to finish the sequence number.
Sorry. What is going on in the world of Sandra and Genre Junkies?
Ooh, good stuff's going on. We probably a recent episode that you guys can listen to is we had Riley Sager on the show. We interviewed him. He's a New York Times best-selling author, and he just wrote a great, creepy little book called Lock Every Door. So you got to check that out. I know you don't read per se,
The school system failed me.
but it's a good, creepy book.
Okay.
Have some other fantasy, horror, sci-fi, all that good genre stuff.
Cool.
Coming up, yeah.
New York Times best-selling author. That's
That's a big deal.
That's a big time.
He's
But
a really cool guy, too. He's a huge horror fan.
cool.
Absolutely diehard Rosemary's Baby fan. So we talk a lot about some of our favorite horror movies on the episode, too.
Wow.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. And he's also he's like Scott and I, where he's on the Venn diagram. He's a Disney and a horror fan, like Kelly, too.
Wow.
So it's like we geek out about Walt Disney and horror and Jaws and everything good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's fun. Okay, that should be a good episode. That's your most recent one, or just kind
So
of?
probably our most recent one when you're watching this.
All right, got it.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I'll be listening to that for sure.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
we enjoy listening to you guys because, like we said last time, you are so damn professional in your talk and your production values and everything. So.
Well, you know what? We're not, but Scott's a really good editor.
But
That's the difference. and we found out we have a lot of kids that listen to our show.
Right.
Not like small children, but like middle school, high school. So now he's really got to bleep me.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
a lot.
he has
Or
to hit that
yeah,
censor
that
button.
bleep button, because I can't contain my F-bombs.
It's hard sometimes.
Yeah, but we got to be good for the kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. But you, like I said last time you were here, but you guys do a fantastic job. He does a fantastic job then.
Yeah.
On his editing and the way
Thank
he
you.
produces the show, because you guys sound fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
I can just listen to you in my car and like, oh, they're like melting my brain. they're,
Perfect.
They're so smooth and they're.
Achieved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Awesome.
that's
Well,
great.
hopefully we inspire you to like maybe read or listen to an audiobook one of these days. Audiobooks count.
They do count. You mentioned that last time.
Yep.
Yeah. One day when I am done editing my own show and I
Yeah,
have
that's
time to do
true.
something else,
That's true.
I will sit down and read a book. So
Please do.
awesome, cool.
One of my recommendations too. So about 5 years ago, I went to
How many?
About 5 years ago, I went to a murder mystery party, which I love, absolutely love going to those. And my character was named Tyler Dreams, so like a Freddy knockoff, like we were just talking about. And it could be either gender. So obviously I just played like a female. So I had to get like a good Freddy costume. Got the sweater, got the glove, got, the whole thing. I did like my own makeup. And like they give you these like clues like in your little character description.
Okay.
So mine was that they were like really annoying and a close talker. Like sort of the guns like way too close. And so that was like my little MO. But like nobody else at the party knows like, that I'm a close talker. So I just got to get really close to people all the time and like gesticulated a lot with my glove in their face. And like we had Jello shots and I'd be like in their face, like digging the Jello shot out and like really close to them. So that's why my glove is kind of busted too, because it fished out many a Jello shot that night.
That is a fantastic story.
I was not the killer, and I did not murder anybody else, and I did figure out who was, but I didn't like submit the answer in time.
But you didn't get killed though either.
Nope, didn't get killed. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Especially
So that's my Freddy costume story.
Taking your
The
Jello
end.
shots.
Yeah, exactly. Jello shot, and like really, really too close to people.
Yeah.
And like just like it's like Jello and grossness and like in their face. It was best night of my life.
So I actually happen to know this guy that I won't say his name, and he's in our industry. He lives in Southern California, but he's a close talker. So, and whenever you see
Is
him,
it somebody the public would know?
No.
Oh, okay.
Whenever you see him at like at a trade show or a convention,
Oh,
and he
God.
starts walking up to you, you're like,
You're like, Jesus, he's coming in.
You do the thing.
He's coming in.
Yeah, and he comes in. You're like, I'm gonna call him Fred for lack of a better name, okay? But he'll come up to you and
appropriate.
and he'll just like go, "Hi Neil, how's it going?" And you're just like, "Good, Fred, how are you?" And you keep backing up, and
He doesn't
it
get
gets
the
like
hint.
like right there in your
Close
face.
talkers don't know.
No, they don't.
They don't know.
They don't get it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you don't know what it is. Like, you don't. This is a bubble. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
what,
I mean,
what part of this bubble do you not get? I mean,
Yes.
And I should not be feeling your breath on my face
yeah.
whenever.
No. Anyway, so I know I feel the pain, and I know that can be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So.
Did you ever dress up as Freddy?
Oh yeah, for sure. Always.
Oh my gosh! Like, it's like your default costume.
Just as normal life,
Life
walking
or day
around
life,
town.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was you.
That was me. Yeah.
Burnt
No,
face and
that's
the-
what he wore to work today. So
Oh,
this,
yeah.
This is a normal costume. What are you talking
including the
about?
hat and the glove.
Well,
so.
I do wear the sweater all the time. And
okay,
like
good.
well in the winter, and people are always like, it kind of looks like a Freddy Krueger sweater. I'm like, it is. Like this every day is Halloween. This party does not stop. Yeah.
So there actually is a reason that we dressed this way. Believe it or not, it was not coincidence completely. So
It
we
could
are-
have been, but it wasn't this
It
time.
could have been right.
Yeah.
So we actually are going to be talking about the wonderful 1984 film A Nightmare on Elm Street, which is celebrating its 35th anniversary.
35th.
Excuse me, 35th
Yeah.
anniversary this year, which is hard to believe.
That's awesome.
Because I went and saw it in a movie theater when it first came out. Now, granted, I went kicking and screaming because I was only 10 years old at the time.
Oh, okay.
So, but I can probably say officially this is the movie that broke me. That pretty much turned my mind to
was this one of your first horror movies, like in theaters?
It was pretty high up there. I had
Yeah.
seen Poltergeist already in the theater.
In theaters, yeah.
Which of course scared me at the time. But this is the one that really probably caused a lot of damage in my head. So, because
It could be traced back to this root moment.
to this movie. So my parents, of course, being apparently really, good parental units. I don't know.
Yeah.
Took me to see this movie because they didn't want to pay for a babysitter.
No, exactly. It was cheaper
Exactly.
just to get you like the child's ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
So
traumatize
they
ya.
took me to see it, and
Yeah.
I remember, almost immediately you're like, I don't know about this, and
Yeah.
at least a quarter of the way through, I'm like, this movie's kind of scary. Can I get out of here? And
they're like, no.
They're just like, yeah, go in the lobby and sit and wait for us.
Go wait in the car.
Yeah, pretty much. So I was just like, no.
Did you go or did you stay
I
through the whole
stayed.
thing? Oh, good.
Yeah, I stayed. So,
Yay.
but anyway,
So that was the first time you saw it.
That was the first time. I
In
was in the theater
theaters.
when it came out, and I remember telling none of my friends saw it because their parents weren't stoned or
No.
completely insane.
Yeah.
But
I bet you were like the envy of all the other children, though. People wanted to.
that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I bet you were.
But-
Because I was not born when this movie came out.
You were unborn.
I was unborn.
Wow.
So I
were
saw it later in
unborn.
life. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's almost like one of those movies where I don't I almost don't remember the first time I saw it because it's just like always been there.
Yeah.
I'm assuming around 5th, 6th grade probably was when I first got into this franchise.
Okay.
And it's just really just stuck with me and been one of my favorites ever since.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, as much as I tease my parents now about this kind of thing, it was clearly a moving, an important part of my life.
It was very
because
important.
I remember when the second movie came out, I did not watch it in the theater, but I did watch it on VHS.
Nice.
And I was kind of like, okay, I have to face my fears. I have to watch Freddy Krueger in part 2.
Yeah.
And I sat down with the VCR, you know, and put the movie in, and it's like, okay, here we go, you know, and watched it. And of course, then it was over. I was like, oh, what the hell was this?
You were like a whole year older. You didn't care anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of course, part 2 was kind of, you know. Now it's looked back on part 2.
Don't you be hating on part 2.
I just watched it again recently,
You loved it.
and I tolerated it. But there's parts of it that I love,
Yeah.
right, that are great. And there's the whole, of course, the whole homosexual overtones of the film that I didn't catch when I was 11 years old.
Oh,
or whenever.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
But and you look at it now and you're like, this is amazing. Was it really planned, or was all this an accident? I mean, who knows?
Well, it depends who you ask.
Exactly.
Have you watched the documentary Never Sleep Again? It's like a 12-hour documentary about Nightmare on Elm Street
I have not
franchise.
watched that yet.
Oh my gosh, it's absolutely fantastic, but it is about 12 hours long.
Right.
Well, realistically, I think it's 4 hours long. Have you seen it? Have you seen it, people? Yeah, it's really good, and there's a lot of great information and history about the first film and the whole franchise, and it's kind of like, you know, they say like, oh, well, some people are like, I didn't notice the gay overtones, and other people are like, well, it wasn't meant to be pro-gay, it was meant to be anti-homophobic, and it's like, it's got a lot of like queer overtones, and it's been super embraced by the queer part of our horror community, which is wonderful. Like, I love that so much that people are like, this is important to me as like a queer horror fan.
Right.
And it is kind of a fun movie. It's silly.
Yeah, no, yes,
Yeah,
it is.
it's good.
It's very silly. And of course, the lead actor, you know, Mark Patton,
He's got his documentary out right now.
he got his Scream Queens.
Have you
or
seen
Scream
that?
Queen. I have not seen it yet.
I haven't seen it either.
So we met him, where did I meet him? A couple years ago at something.
Yeah.
A Famous Monsters convention in Dallas.
Nice.
I was there.
Yeah.
And I was there doing all the social media, actually, for Famous Monsters for that.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to him for a while, and he was talking about the thing, and I was like, dude, you need to come to Santa Rosa. We'll do a screening. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him, and he hasn't responded yet.
Oh!
I don't know.
Mark, if you're
But-
watching, we love you.
Mr. Patton, come on.
Mr. Patton, come to Sonoma County.
But
Yeah.
so he's got that great documentary about
I hear
the
it's
whole
amazing
thing.
and incredibly moving and poignant and funny and like everything you could want in a horror documentary.
Yeah.
So
Part 2 has got it's got its moments. It's got
its
the
moments.
infamous, of course, you know, you've got the body and I've got the brain line when he pulls his scalp back or whatever and exposes his brain.
Sure.
And all those cool things.
I like the ending of that one.
But
with a bus.
the bus takes off,
like
where the
that.
hand comes out of her chest at the end. Spoiler.
Yeah, from her what's her name's dumb friend.
Yeah, the dumb friend.
Yeah, dumb friend. Nobody remembers who she is.
Dumb friend number 1.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
yeah. She was the one in the pool that kept doing it with the boyfriend.
Yes.
At the party.
Yes.
So.
Oh god, that pool scene with Freddy and the kids.
Yes.
It's weird.
It is weird.
That's that's weird in part 2. It totally is like Freddy's not supposed to be here. He's supposed to like be in our dreams.
Dreams, exactly. But he comes out and
like crashes the pool
crashes
party.
the pool party.
It's
I know,
actually
and
embarrassing.
He's just like, you are all my children now. And I'm gonna start killing you.
Exactly. It's not okay. That's the only part of that movie that's just not okay.
Well, and the dogs with the baby faces.
Oh.
when she goes into the.
But that's funny.
It is funny, but.
And that was it was a big box office success. Like people went and saw it, but everybody hated it at the time.
Yes.
But that was in theaters. Was that the last one that was in theaters in the franchise till
Part
like
3.
Freddy vs. Jason? Was that in theaters?
Oh yeah, they all were in theaters.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no. Part 3 is
Yeah.
when he got catapulted into the stratosphere and
I love part 3.
became,
Yeah.
you know, freaking pop culture royalty.
Oh,
For
okay.
sure. So I mean, it was, you know, that's when, luckily from that's when I probably latched on at that point to where I was, you know, I had already seen the first movie and the second movie before a lot of other people, of course, my peers.
Yes.
And then when 3 came out, he suddenly became this giant thing, and I was like, you
Yeah.
know, I remember Freddy back in,
Yeah,
you know,
you were like
part
OG,
1, when I
like
pooped my pants because, you know.
you were the get off my lawn kid because you
Right.
knew him from back in the day.
Exactly,
Yeah.
way back when. But
I
yeah,
love part 3.
Everyone does. I think part 3 tends to be a lot of people's.
Except for those who can't remember if they've seen it.
Who are you looking at? There's no one back there.
Part 3.
Part 3.
Yeah, part 3. I mean, was huge. Dream Warriors, of course.
So good.
A lot of great Wes Craven's step back into the series.
Yeah.
So that was
Love
awesome.
that.
There's so much cool stuff in part 3.
Yeah, really, really
For sure.
cute.
And I actually
Yeah.
like part 4 a lot. There's a lot of people that like you're making that face, so it's cool. But part 4, I think,
Okay.
had a lot of good stuff in it, actually.
Okay, no, I don't dislike. I like every entry in the franchise, but for me, the first one is obviously the best, and then 3, and then New Nightmare.
That's pretty common.
Yeah, I would
that's
say
the common hierarchy. Yeah.
Exactly, like that's how most of us kind of are, but
Yep.
not you. Not you.
I might put part 4 above New Nightmare, but I love New Nightmare though. I love the whole fact that Wes Craven took
Yeah.
that whole meta thing and put it up
Oh.
before everyone else,
So
did.
good,
It was
and
really
then
cool.
and then went
Yeah.
and did it more with Scream.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
but part 4 is.
There's some cool stuff. You know
Okay,
what's
what's your favorite part of part 4?
Oh man.
Just your favorite kill.
Oh geez, the girl when she turns into a bug in the Roach Motel.
That's pretty good.
That's really cool
That's
because
pretty
she's like
good.
she's getting stuck in the trap and like she's trying to get out and then her like arms break off and they're like kind of flopping around. And she's turning and this girl basically is a bugophobe and she like turns into a bug and then Freddy squishes her in the Roach Motel. They
Yeah.
check in, but they don't check out. And squishes her, kind of thing. So that's a fun one.
Yeah. What about 5 though?
5 sucks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I could take 5.
didn't
and-
wanna say that.
No, I could put it in the trash and never watch it again. So
Part
sorry,
5.
Lisa Wilcox, we love you. but
Yeah,
5
oh,
is,
yeah,
The makeup on Freddy in part 5. What the hell were they thinking?
It's so
They made him look like an
inconsistent.
old man.
Yeah.
Why would they change it?
I don't know. And that's I think a big part of why that movie doesn't work.
Yeah.
Honestly, is he doesn't look right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, Robert Englund's amazing.
he
Love
is
him.
amazing. And we should get to that at some
Yeah.
point, if not now. Whenever.
Why?
Because
well, now
My
is
love
a good
affair
time.
with Robert Englund.
I
So,
want to hear
you know.
about it. Is he your
Robert
man
Englund.
crush Monday?
Yes, big man crush
Yeah.
for sure. Because
Yeah.
my room, I've said this 100 times probably in the show already, but my room as a kid growing up was donned in horror film posters and paraphernalia.
Yeah, and he
So-
played a big part of that.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of Robert.
Did you have the cutout? Did you have a cardboard cutout of him?
Yes, I did.
Oh my gosh.
I had the big life-size cardboard cutout. I had posters. I had every single movie poster on my walls. I had anything you could think of. I was part of the Freddy Krueger fan club. There was a Freddy Krueger fan club, so I actually.
Did you guys have like a little card and
Yeah,
like
there's
a
a
little
card. When you signed up,
Yeah.
you would get like the whole. It came as this cool folder, and it had
Yeah.
photos in it. It had the card, had all this cool stuff.
Why don't
and
we
so,
do stuff like that anymore?
I don't know. They should, but
Because
I
that's
was-
amazing.
I was a card-carrying
Did
member.
you get? Is that when you got the album?
No, that I got afterwards. That was just kind of like a, you know.
Did you get other like little treats like in the fan club? Little.
You could get other items that as movies came out, but that came out probably, like 88-ish, I would imagine when that happened, and
Okay.
by 90 people were already kind of like,
They're
'cause
out for fan clubs.
I think 5 kind of screwed up the
Yeah,
franchise.
exactly. Everybody's
So-
like, this, I don't
Yeah,
want to be
and
a
then
part of this franchise.
And then part 6, Freddy's
Yeah.
Dead, didn't help it either, really,
No.
But Robert Englund, I loved, and I had a huge fascination for him, just because of that role. So whenever he
he's
did,
a great actor.
he is. He's like wonderfully trained, classically trained, and did all this
Yes.
other great stuff beforehand. He's a really talented guy.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we all remember like V. V was a big thing. You guys remember the show V? And that was he played Willie the Friendly Alien. So that's when I remember you watched that show first before Nightmare.
Yeah.
I think, and then you didn't know, and then you hear this guy, the guy playing Freddy Krueger is Willie
that guy.
Willie the Friendly Alien on V. You're like, holy cow, but because it's two completely different
Yeah.
characters, but.
I've not gotten to meet Robert Englund. I know you have. Everyone else
have.
in the whole free world has, except for me. But
Have they? I don't know. I guess if you pay a lot of money, you can meet him. but
Yeah,
I don't
he's-
know.
yeah.
He's so wanted. I mean, he's.
yeah, I've never met him, but everybody always says he's wonderful. He seems like so cool with the fandom and the franchise, and really embraces it, which I really admire. Because like this movie, it's iconic. He's iconic, and so many of us love it. And it's nice to hear that he embraces that culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got lucky in that my meeting with him was because of our Silver Screen Film Festival.
Yeah, I
And-
went to the film festival, but I didn't get to meet him.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't know you back then.
I know, right?
Yeah.
See what happens? It's membership has its privileges. but so I actually went for Silver Screen. We had a Wes Craven tribute.
Yes.
And so Robert agreed to come
Amazing.
out along with Heather Langenkamp and Marianne Madalena, who was Wes Craven's producing partner. So she didn't produce Nightmare on Elm Street, but she did a bunch of other stuff afterwards. So when I went to the airport, Sandra was at the airport and picked up Robert and his wife,
Oh my
Nancy.
God.
Believe it or not, Robert's wife, his name was Nancy.
That's adorable.
So talk about synchronicities or, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
But so I went and picked them up, and I, drove them to their hotel and gave them all what was going on. And I was driving them around that whole weekend.
Oh
you
my
know, and
God,
we
how
did-
surreal.
It was nuts.
Was it emotional?
So
it
it was-
feels like it would be very emotional.
Yeah, it was weird because here's the funniest part about it is that the car at the time, I leased my cars. So every 3 years.
Oh, you're that guy.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. Yes. I don't want to deal
I
with my
know.
engine breaking or tires or other crap in
You're
the
just
shop.
like, "Ugh,
I just want to give it back
back."
and get a new one.
Yeah.
So when I gave that car up that he was in, that was the first thing I said was like, Robert Englund sat in that seat.
Like, no.
Can I keep the chair?
Can I just keep
Can I sniff it one more time before I go?
Just once more.
But
yeah.
anyway, yeah. So I was driving to the hotel when I first picked him up,
And you had this on. You had the glove on.
oh yeah, of course,
You're
I was
driving him
complete
to the
donned. Oh yeah,
hotel. Yeah.
absolutely. But so I was driving him, and actually this fun little thing happened when I was probably 13 years old, and I told the story to them. I'm like, so Nancy, his wife, I'm like, back in probably whatever 30 years ago when I was like 13 years old, I was at the Sonoma County Fair. And I was just walking around wearing my Freddy Krueger shirt, as young horror fans do,
Or old ones.
or old ones, exactly. And some elderly woman came up to me and goes, "Oh, that's my son-in-law who plays that guy." And so I'm like, "Whatever, lady, okay,
You're too cool for school in your
Yeah,
Freddy shirt.
Exactly.
You're like, whatever,
So
Grandma,
I'm like,
you don't
whatever,
know.
yeah, whatever. So thanks, nice talking to you. And I
Yeah.
walk away. And she's like, "Oh yeah, that was probably my mom. She lives in this area." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh my gosh!
I'm like, I talked to your mom like 30 years ago.
You were so close.
Yeah, I'm like, that's like a
removed, like a 6
six
degrees.
things.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my god, I talked to Robert
my
Englund's wife's
gosh.
mom, back then, and
And oh my God, she
so-
was right. That
yeah,
really
no,
was.
it was, and she said her mom goes, and she goes like, oh, my mom went to all the fairs, and she lives in this area.
Oh.
So it was really cool. So that it was kind of cool to get that confirmation that it was actually her mother that came up to me, and she has passed since then. But it was
Aw.
for Nancy, it was kind of fun to hear that.
Yes,
that
cute
I
story
had
about her
interacted with her
mom.
mom, so-
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's a
But-
really adorable story.
Yeah, it was cool. But Robert Englund was the absolute most awesome. I mean,
Everything you could hope
when you
for.
when you idolize someone as a child and you finally meet them, and I've been lucky enough to have that happen a couple times. I mean, he was the most gracious and wonderful and intelligent man. I mean, he knows so much information about architecture and clothing and I mean, just
Really?
anything. I mean, he just would always.
He's just a smart guy.
He is extremely smart. He would just pull all these facts about architecture as we're driving through Santa Rosa or wine or whatever it was. And
Yeah.
it was just, it was really
Oh.
cool. So it was, I got to have a
A real
extra
moment.
special
Yeah.
experience with him that whole weekend between going places and doing dinners and that kind of stuff.
Oh my God, that's
So
gonna make me cry. This
Yeah.
story.
no, it
Wipe
was.
away tears with my.
I want to cry. 'cause,
Freddy.
So anyway, yes. So Robert,
That's really cute.
if perchance for any reason you ever see this video, for whatever reason, you affected me profoundly in 1984, and you did so again in 2017, I think it was when we had that.
Sounds about right.
So, yeah, so he
16?
is, 17, 18, I don't know, yeah, somewhere in there, 16, 17.
It was important.
Point being is that Robert Englund is a wonderful man.
Yeah.
And his wife, actually, Nancy, she's top notch also.
Oh,
yeah, so they're good
yay.
people. So in case you ever wondered, guys, so they really are.
And how cool is it that they've been married for? I mean, I
Millions
don't
of
know,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah.
And you know how they met?
years ago.
No, how did they meet?
They met on the movie he directed called 976 Evil.
Really?
So he directed that.
What did she do in it?
She was I think she was either, I'm gonna say either costume or set decorator.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, one of the
Okay.
crew. I can't remember one of those two, but and she was that, and they met on set, and then ever since. Yeah,
It's adorable.
it's a great. And then her name's Nancy.
Perfect.
I mean, it's like I don't know. It's like you can't write that. So should we watch it?
Let's-
What do you think?
Yeah.
You guys care? Okay, if
just-
we watch it?
I'll just grab it.
You mind?
With my Freddy glove
Can you
here.
grab that? Can you reach that far? Our cow. Use your Freddy finger.
We did not do this on
Freddy
purpose,
got
I swear.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh,
Here we go.
Jesus.
I got it.
Okay, you got it?
Oh, I'm a mess. But I got it.
All right. Nightmare on Elm Street. Ooh, man.
How?
May I
I don't
pop
know.
it in?
Wait, hold on.
No, you're gonna look at it. Go ahead, look at it.
Having a moment. No, you may pop it in.
Do you remember VHS tapes? Were you around back
Yes,
then?
I did have VHS tapes. Yes. I remember them.
Oh, we love our VHS.
So awkward to have to do everything with your Freddy glove on.
Not at all. What are you talking about?
Feels so
I
natural.
can pick my nose like a champ.
He slices, he dices, he...
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. We got it. Play. It's the wine, not the Freddy glove.
Exactly. Oh.
All right, so let's. We're gonna watch this film, and then we're gonna come back and we'll discuss our favorite parts about the film, why we love it so much,
Yep.
and probably drink some more wine.
Let's do it.
Excellent. All right.
Experience your favorite horror, comedy, and science fiction films of the 70s, 80s, and 90s on the big screen with the Cult Film Series at Roxy 14. Double features Thursdays at 7 p.m. Visit us on Facebook for more information.
Hey, welcome back to the Cult Show, a Nightmare on Elm Street version, if you will. I almost broke into a pirate speak there for some reason. I don't know why. Arrgh.
It'd be a nightmare on Elm Street, you scallywag.
I'm still getting over the whole
Mashup.
pirate episode.
Yeah, it was an epic
So,
episode.
That was
so,
epic,
yeah.
yes. That was, whew. Okay, Sandra, you're still with us. Thank
I'm
you for
still
sticking
here.
around. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Just watch the
So,
movie.
We just watched it. What'd you think? Does it hold up for you?
Love it.
I love it.
I can't get sick of it.
There's no way. I don't know how you would. I mean,
No, like I've watched it so many times at this point in my life. It's just always good.
It is. It's fantastic. I love from the moment it starts.
I love the music in this movie.
Yeah,
too.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, from the moment it starts, when you have just remember the screen's like smaller, and you're
Yep.
just kind of, you're not seeing the full screen. You're just kind of seeing the little thing in the hands that are putting together the glove for the first time. Which, by the way, those hands were Kevin Yeager, who was the special effects guy who did Freddy's makeup
No
in
kidding.
that film. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Kevin Yeager's hands.
Because he was the only one who knew how the
How it goes
glove and
together.
the blades went together.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
There you go.
Good knowledge. Good knowledge.
You like that?
I do.
That's
Yeah,
knowledge
keep
I
it
retained
coming.
for 30 years. And that's knowledge
it.
Caleb found.
I researched.
Yeah, that was good.
So
yeah.
I'm the sicko.
Right? And you did your homework.
Very good.
Yeah.
But anyway, that scene, and then there's the whole thing where it just starts with the ha, and then the nightmare, brrr, and the sound, and that whole opening scene.
It's epic.
It's like
that is epic.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I love it so much. So it's just, I don't know. It's a great, and just from the beginning, I mean, it just makes you just know that something bad is
You're
in
in
this
for
movie.
something.
Yeah, exactly. You're in for something.
Are we gonna go scene by scene, or are we like?
I don't know. I mean, we could, but then we'd be here an hour and a half, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm thinking we
So
just.
we can kind of jump around a little bit.
Please,
Okay.
jump around, jump around.
Dance break. So one thing that I wanted to talk about in particular is the wonderful colors of this movie.
Okay.
I don't feel like people talk about the colors of this movie a lot. It's bright, it's light, which is kind of weird for a horror movie. Fantastic costumes too, which are also part of the color, which I love. Everything 80s. I'm a huge fan of everything 80s.
Of course.
This is like quintessential.
Yes.
You were there.
I was. I was.
I'm talking to the choir.
I was there.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, we are big fans of the 80s. I mean, look at our wonderful set behind you. I mean, it's all 80s, stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that before about the colors of the film, but you might be right in that. You think about like Nancy's PJs.
A lot of white, a lot of pastels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point when you think
And
about
it's a
the-
nice kind of juxtaposition.
Yes.
with the rest of
Johnny
the-
Depp's
His white-
sweater and
His hilarious little
That's great.
crop
polo
top.
shirt.
His crop top is
and-
Oh
awesome.
my god. Well, that's one word for it.
You don't think it's all?
I don't think
I
it's
could
take a
awesome.
little-
I call that eye candy.
A little Johnny
don't
Depp
judge.
mid-drift.
And he was such a baby. Oh my
No, it was just so funny because he's like so, and I realize we're just sort of like jumping into this. By the way, Johnny Depp's in the movie.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But I mean, he's
I
just
think
so
everyone at this
alt
point-
now that it's so funny to see him playing like the preppy,
Like he's a jock.
you know.
She even calls him like a jock
You
in
know,
the
with
movie.
the polo and the sweater vest and the Sperry topsiders, and it's great.
It is.
So he was
Wonderful.
coming off of, he came to Hollywood doing the whole rockabilly thing. He was with his band.
The kids. I think
Yeah,
was their
exactly.
name.
From Florida, I think it was, doing the singing the group. And then he, of course, that wasn't working as much as he wanted for money. So the acting thing came in, and he got the Nightmare on Elm Street. And then, of course,
Was
from
this-
there, of course, boom. But
This is like.
Number
This is
one.
even before
Before
21 Jump Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And Heather Langenkamp is everything.
Yes.
Can we just say?
She's
just
so
put
cool.
That? She's everything. Nancy is everything. Absolutely love Nancy, and I love her in every iteration of the franchise.
Yep.
Fantastic. First final girl.
Yep.
Many consider.
I would agree. She's Freddy's, to be his, I guess call it his nemesis, right? I mean, in the first movie at least.
Yeah, yeah. I would say, yeah.
No, Heather Langenkamp. She was just like, she was so young, but just the way that she played the role, how she delivered the lines, the ingenue thing
Yeah.
about her, I mean,
Yes.
it was so perfect.
She's so
And-
believable too. Like
Yeah.
she's really sincere, and she's trying to do like the right thing. Like she's not like quite like a goody, I wouldn't say, but like she's trying to stand by Rod, and she's trying to she gets used and like abused by all the stupid dudes in this movie. Her dad is useless, uses her as bait too. Rod, whatever, and then
He's a bad boy though, so
right,
whatever.
but
I know. He's doing what he's
doesn't do her
supposed
any
to do.
favors in this film. And then her boyfriend frickin' falls asleep when she needs him
Twice.
twice. And her mom's an alcoholic. She just she doesn't really have the support. She just lost her best friend.
Yeah.
And she just stands up like a badass.
But she's
Yep.
also like that good friend that is just loyal to a fault, no matter
right.
what, she's gonna stand by
Yep.
you.
Well, I mean,
you know?
she's trying to stand by Rod and trying to be like, this doesn't seem like something he would do.
Right.
So her friend Tina, like you
Tina,
mentioned, and played by
yeah.
the wonderful Amanda
Amanda
Wiss.
Weiss.
I love her. I love Tina.
Yeah, Tina's awesome, and Amanda Wiss, of course, you would know, big role in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She was Judge Reinhold's girlfriend in that, and tons of other things, Silverado. But I, of course, know her most from this role because she was Tina and had some of the coolest parts of this film. Where,
Definitely.
spoiler alerts, we are going to assume at this point you've all seen
You've all
Nightmare on
seen a
Elm Street by
35-year-old
now.
years later.
movie.
So
Yeah.
if not, whatever.
Get out.
But, so Tina's the first of the friends that dies, and she dies in a very iconic method using the freaking cool ass room that turns upside down thing.
Seriously, it's still scary. It's scary.
Yeah.
She's all up in the corner, and stupid Rod is just powerless to help her.
Tina!
Exactly. And she's just getting eviscerated.
Yeah, and she's getting cut open.
That's creepy.
So it is.
So, okay. Well, did you want to say more about Tina? Because that
I
leads
want
us
to say
into
more
a
about
segue.
that scene.
Yeah.
Well,
I
this
was
scene-
going to go into special effects
Yeah.
in the movie.
Oh, go
But
ahead,
let's
go
let's
ahead.
keep talking about Tina. I love Tina.
No, I was actually going to go into the part.
talk about it.
And the point Wes Craven wanted to do the scene where her shirt got opened up all the way with the blade marks when they came down, but they knew that'd be an X rating, so they couldn't expose her breasts when they
Right.
were doing the slash. They had to keep them covered.
Yeah.
But
That's a good bit of knowledge right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Oh, okay. I love the special
What'd you wanna
effects in
say?
this movie. I
Yes.
think they're incredible. They're practical, of course.
Can we
I
raise
would-
the roof for practical effects?
Practical effects. Love them. Miss them. Remember what they were?
Yeah, I know, right?
No, but that's awesome with the turning room. And like I said, it's still scary. It's still effective.
Yeah. Big
Now.
time. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
the poor girl is just getting tossed around the room, sliced open, and
Yeah.
nothing you can do about
And
it.
there's, of course, Freddy coming through the wall.
Yes.
I love that. That was a sheet.
That's practical also.
yeah, wasn't that a sheet?
like
that
latex
they
or
used?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so effective.
Yep.
It's seamless. personal favorite effect too is when Nancy's running up the stairs and they're melting like beneath. Oh my god! Because it's like I feel like I've had that nightmare before where you're like trying to like climb something and it's like melting underneath you.
Right.
Yeah, that's brilliant. It's probably one of my favorite parts of the movie, even though it's small. I don't know. It's just like it spoke to me personally.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's why Wes Craven is so cool, because he takes those things that were so real to him and his nightmares, you know what I mean, or whomever else he probably talked to, and put them in as those are real things people experience.
There's some archetypic dream stuff that happens. Though that's why it's so funny. Like the kids, you know, they take so long to catch on. It's like, guys, nobody has like the same dude in their dreams. Like there's something going on here, supernatural.
Right.
Yeah.
But they just all have to dismiss it. And
Exactly.
Even though they're, you know,
it's
you hear
just
them
a
doing
bad
like,
dream.
the guy in a hat,
Yeah.
got a red and green sweater.
And the bird
They're
face.
Like, no, it's
The knife hand? Yeah. It's not a coincidence, guys.
Johnny doesn't know. I'll just eat another hamburger. I eat when I'm stressed.
That's a good moment.
Yes, the tub scene.
Tub scene.
Yeah.
The tub scene when Nancy's taking a little snooze in the tub, and suddenly, and that scene's cool again from behind the scenes, because of course you got some guy who is sitting in a tub with Heather Langenkamp, who's got he's sitting like with his legs like this, and she's sitting here, but and he's just doing this in a tub with her at the same time.
Dang.
To get that, to get that effect, of course.
Get that iconic shot.
Yeah.
Which is super creepy.
Yep.
I mean, it's like sexually creepy, and it's creepy. Yeah. Freddy's kind of a sexual dude.
Yeah, he's got
as opposed to a lot of our
perversion to him.
Yeah,
for sure.
as opposed to a lot of our horror icons, which are kind of
just brutish and
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's part of the awesomeness of Freddy is the quips.
Yep.
He has that horrifying like Satan voice, but he like says jokes. Freddy's got jokes. Yeah.
He does get jokes. How about when he like chops his own fingers off?
Oh, I love that. He's like, watch this.
Tina.
Yeah.
Watch this. Kind of thing.
Or even like when he's chasing her down the alley and his arms are like.
Oh yeah, the long part.
Yeah. His little octopus accordion arms.
No, I love. Yeah, exactly.
They just keep growing.
But it's like you know that he thinks it's funny, like that he's like, ooh, look at my creepy long arms.
Right.
Yeah.
But it goes away from the slasher killer, that doesn't say anything, the mindless brood that was Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees. Or, where, now he talks and is funny. And,
he's funny, and it's
that's
kind of like
probably,
sadistic,
like the reason why it caught on so well, because it was so different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like him. I like that he has quips.
Yep.
He has
and
jokes.
he was and for Robert Englund, the physicality of the character, being able to do like that run down the alleyway when he's chasing Tina after he does the thing, he's like, ooh,
Right,
like running down,
that little hunched
that
over,
hunch run he did,
Like
and
it's
stuff.
like a shuffle run or something.
Exactly. It's like he knows it's funny. Like he knows it's not like scary.
But
it's scary to Tina, but it's not scary to us.
Right, but as an act, well, for me at 10 years old,
Okay,
tell you
yeah,
what,
right.
I made a couple F-bombs in my pants that day. So, but you get to, but the physicality to act, and because you're wearing all that latex, so you have to be bigger than normal to emote and to get all that stuff out there. So that was a huge joy for him to be able to do that kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely. So, it's testament to his skills, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And to have that classical training to be able to do that, of course.
Yeah.
So to play it right, but yeah. And then, so back on Tina, though, I just love the part in the high school, in the school when...
Body bag?
Yeah, the body
Oh,
bag.
my God,
that
the
scene
body
probably
bag.
freaked me out the most when I first saw that
Jesus,
film.
I'm going to think about that when I'm falling asleep tonight. Oh, God,
that
that's
scene,
gross.
when she's just like, Nancy, and she grabs the body bag.
Right.
And you get the snake that comes out of the mouth and the goop at her feet.
And then when she's on and then at the...
And they
pulling
drag
down
her
the
across.
Oh, come on.
Forget about it.
That's scary. That's still scary.
it is.
And it makes that sound, too.
Yeah, it does, yep. Oh, and then the music.
Let me imagine seeing your best friend in a body bag.
Yep.
Just getting dragged through the halls of the school when
was
Lynn
just
Shay
so
is
good.
your teacher, which is awesome.
Lynn
Right.
Shay, yes.
We love
Who,
her.
of course, is a sister to Robert Shay, who was the
Head of New Line
head of New
Cinemas.
Line Cinema, who
Who made the movie.
Oh, it all comes
And
full
New Line was
circle.
called The House That Freddy Built.
Yes, yeah, of course, yeah. Oh,
absolutely 100% on that. So Robert Shay, by the way, is the bartender in the second film when Mark Patton goes into the
Down club.
really?
Yeah, that's Robert. That's Robert Shay,
Oh my
who's the
gosh.
bartender.
If I knew that, I forgot it. That's cool.
Hey, okay, how about Rod?
We already talked about Rod's dumb.
Let's talk about the Rod. Okay, he obviously of all of the 4 teenagers, we'll call him the least of the 4.
He's the least
because he's the bad boy and he's the whatever. But you got to talk about the fact that he still meets his maker via, the random sheet,
And it kind of like snakes up. It's really slow. Because, the kids are out front like, oh, we got to see Rod. And Rod's slowly being killed in the other room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Rod, of course, being Tina's boyfriend, who was accused of killing her, he obviously cut the girl open and threw her open and stealing many times to get her blood all over the place.
I know.
Yeah, the cops forgot about that part.
Yeah, seriously, don't they have like a forensic expert there or something?
Not in the 80s.
Wow.
That didn't exist.
Not in Springwood.
Jeez.
Yeah, not in Ohio. Not in the state of Ohio.
But
I just think that case wouldn't have stuck.
Instead, it's part of a larger conspiracy, of course. The parents all, when the kids start to talk about it, they're like, oh, Fred Krueger? What? Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Of course. So
I know.
That's probably
typical parents trying to
typical 80s parents.
Yeah.
Actually, they're kind of different from a lot of 80s parents. They're like really problematic.
Yes.
Like moms and alcoholics.
Yes. Moms and alcoholic.
Which
dad left. Tina's stepdad or whatever. You're like, hey, honey, you coming back to bed?
Yes, exactly. And it's like, this is not like the perfect sitcom family of the 70s and early 80s. Yeah.
And they lived in the suburbs, but the parents were not very
suburban.
They're not very good.
Yeah, exactly. It was quite.
Nancy's parents are divorced, which.
They're divorced.
Yeah.
Her dad
I don't know
has
if that was like
hair.
a big thing, Whoa!
Oh, no. You
My
lost
hat.
Oh, no.
She made me laugh and my hat came off.
Part of your power. Fish it out from behind the couch with
my
your
Freddy
Freddy
glove.
glove. You got it. Hey.
Wow, he's getting good
What
at
a
that.
pro. Yeah. Anyway, we're talking.
You make fun of John Saxon's hair.
I'm sorry. It's
Oh, that's
funny.
messed up.
It's funny.
I don't really have a problem with his hair, just his like
attitude?
fake tan.
It's fake tan. Well,
There will be no making fun of John Saxon in this room.
Neil, you have to admit
Oh,
to
I'm
very
sorry, Neil. I
Until
think-
part 3. When he's fighting Freddy's bones in part 3.
Oh my
Until
gosh.
then, you cannot make fun of Lieutenant Thompson.
Yes. No, but you have to admit the part is very severe on that hair. It's very severe. And he has eyebrows for days.
John, I'm trying. I don't know what's going on here right now. I'm not sure what's happening.
Love,
But
love
Marge
you.
Thompson, she had like
Oh.
vodka bottles
Oh my
stashed
gosh.
in linen closets.
Right.
But not just
Fancy
vodka
vodka.
bottles, but like giant vodka bottles.
Right, they were huge vodka
Yeah.
bottles.
And
But
it's a good thing she had that one stashed in the closet
Yeah.
because, like Nancy
Yes.
broke the one before in the kitchen.
stupid
so.
Nancy, what are you doing
Exactly.
drinking mother's vodka?
I know, right?
Yeah, that's mother's
mommy's
special,
juice.
It's mommy's special juice.
Don't forget, not just that, but she's like, screw sleep. My vodka. That's what I have in the closet. It's okay.
I know, that's why she didn't really say anything.
Yeah,
'cause
she's
she was
like, I
like,
got more of those.
She's like,
bitch, I got more.
I know. It's like randomly hidden throughout.
Mrs. Thompson was prepared.
She was ready to go.
Yeah, but
I
no,
know.
that's
She probably had one in like that furnace down where she had the glove
with the
in
glove.
in
Yeah,
the
you
basement.
see when in
yeah.
like the corner.
There's like a little
Yeah.
vodka bottle next to it.
She's like, oh, I forgot I had this one down here.
She's all, don't look.
Yeah, exactly. Like Nancy. But no, that was.
So Marge Thompson had a little drinking
She had a
problem.
little drinking problem.
Little drinking
A
problem.
little bit.
But
a little
it's
bit.
it adds to the story though. It adds to the family dynamic. It adds
there's
to
no
the
question.
story.
Yeah. That, I mean, again, like you said, because poor Nancy had no support, and throughout this whole
No.
thing,
Right.
her friends didn't believe her, her parents didn't believe her.
Tina would have supported her.
Tina would have. You're right, 100%.
But she lost her.
Which is why Freddy took
Because she
her
was
out
there
first.
for Tina too. Yeah, well, absolutely, because she was, because Nancy's kind of like the linchpin. How many children lived on Elm Street?
Oh, who knows?
It's a big street with a lot of children.
There's a lot.
Apparently.
Because when they kill Freddy, he'd already killed like 20 children.
Yeah.
And then there's all these kids, and then in the subsequent films,
Right. There's more.
it's a huge street packed with children.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It is.
And it's got an army of children to fight Freddy.
It's the suburbs in the 80s.
Was that how that was back then?
It was.
I wasn't
It was.
there.
Because there was
Yeah.
all the baby
Yeah.
boomers.
Yeah.
They're just having
They were
children.
having sex and
Having kids, and there was no internet, there was no iPod, there was no, I get the feeling that Elm Street was kind of like a ritzy
You think so? I don't know.
I felt like all those homes were.
Okay. Well, I mean,
good
they
homes,
are also all murderers. So there's.
No, I'm just saying they had money. That's all I'm saying.
They were rich murderers.
Yes.
I don't know about rich. I would say they were middle class. I think that's a more.
I would say
class.
upper middle class
Yeah.
because those were some nice homes.
They were good.
Well, I mean, okay, actually,
They were
Michael
like,
Myers
they
is
were
in that
like a
neighborhood.
nice
That's a Michael Myers
colonial
neighborhood.
nouveau.
they're nice homes, and like all the kids have like, all the kids have TVs and phones in their rooms.
Right.
Yeah,
And
phones
Nancy-
that lick you when you try to talk to them.
Well, the manufacturer didn't like.
Well,
put it
and
that
Johnny
way.
Depp drove like a classic Cadillac.
Right, and he has his
And he had his little
his
TV.
thick headphones when he listens to his.
And he had a record player.
And Nancy has her own coffee pot in her room too.
She does.
Yeah.
A second coffee pot.
Yeah.
That's true.
I wanted to
Exactly.
bring that up. Thank
Yeah.
you for mentioning
No,
that.
I love that. That's like one of my favorite parts. That she has her own
That-
coffee
their
pot.
home had 2 coffee pots.
And
Mom comes in, takes one, and then
Yeah.
she pulls the second one
Yeah,
out.
she's like,
Yep.
she's like, bitch, I got another coffee
and
pot.
it's plugged in too.
That's why you're brewing coffee, ready to go.
And a mug under her pillow. That girl
Exactly.
was
and
planning.
access to speed, basically, in the medicine cabinet.
Yeah. They kept like
You guys all-
no-dos.
You guys
know.
all had that in
What are
the
they called?
80s too? Yeah.
Sleep.
No sleeps or something.
What are they called?
it
Sleep
was
away.
Sleep away.
Sleep away.
Whatever they're called. Anyway, I don't remember.
Yeah, but
I know you know. Comment below.
Yeah.
right, exactly.
That's the one thing I can't remember exactly. Sorry.
So one thing.
Stay awake,
awake.
maybe? Yeah.
Oh, I think
Okay.
it might be
Never
sleep.
mind.
But
All right,
anyway,
Kenneth, you can stay one more show.
but the children all can just get that out of the medicine cabinet. That's no big
Right.
deal.
Yeah.
I feel like we're like realtors. We're like showing houses on Elm Street, and that's the Thompsons, and yeah,
So, okay, Johnny Depp plays Glenn.
yes. You
All
wanna
right, and
talk about
Glenn is
the jock,
he's the jock,
the boyfriend.
the boyfriend, and he means well.
He doesn't.
really does.
He doesn't overly pressure Nancy to have sex with him.
He does not. That's
So
true.
that's different than
Which
Rod.
is for an '80s film.
Yeah.
Is actually different.
Even he
That
says
was
like
pretty good.
he's
But
like,
he does get a
"Moral-"
little butthurt about.
Yeah, he does. He's like, morality sucks. Yeah.
Mm.
Because it's like, Nancy's like, we're here for Tina. And it's like, Tina is having sex with Rod above your head right
Johnny
now.
Depp listens. Listens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But whatever. Morality, right? Like, I'm like, you guys, I think you could probably leave. Tina seems fine. Like, she's okay.
He's got the great hair. He's got the great midriff. I love his parents. His
Oh my
parents
God,
are actually pretty funny.
Right? Like on the phone when they're like being all mean to Nancy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She keeps calling. And
You have to be firm with these kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked how the mom would defer to the husband though.
Oh,
like,
yeah, exactly.
It's that girl again.
Oh, my God.
She wants to talk again.
Yeah, exactly. You have to ask the man of the house. Yeah.
yeah, and then her dad's just,
right.
Yeah.
You have to be
Call
firm
that
with these
down.
kids.
Firm with those kids. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
And he's
And
like,
when
and wait, and then he like actually takes the phone off the hook.
yeah, he's like, I'm gonna take the phone off the hook.
Glenn, whatever you do, don't fall asleep. And what does Glenn do?
Falls right asleep.
And then his
Useless.
bed conveniently turns into a blender.
Which is, oh, what a great kill. I mean, it's
Johnny-
also,
Johnny Depp smoothie, anyone?
Yes, exactly.
it's more blood than I think is in a human body. That
Perhaps, but when you grind up
Founts?
the flesh and everything else with it, maybe.
Oh, sure, you
who-
could have
you might
smoothie.
yeah, exactly. So.
But again, the same rotating room was
Yep.
Yeah.
was used for that.
But I love that. I
scene.
feel like that's a cool dream archetype too, maybe of like that sunken, like getting pulled into something. It happens so fast too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. And
It's a great
I mean,
kill.
it's great. It's one of those things where, and that's part of the problem with that movie for me as a 10-year-old child.
Go on.
Was you couldn't take a bath, you couldn't go to sleep, you
Don't do
couldn't
that.
go to school, it's like you couldn't do anything.
You're not
And that's
safe
true.
anywhere.
And it like wasn't like,
It's like-
the thing is like, there's something under the bed.
No.
And this was like,
Yeah, it
no,
came out of
the
your
bed's
bed.
just gonna eat you.
You
Exactly.
can't sleep, which is a human function. You have
Right.
to
You
have to,
sleep.
yeah.
So that's already scary. And then
Right.
I think one of the things that I love about this movie and the franchise in general is the dream logic, because anything can happen in a dream. Anything.
exactly.
And so that's scary because you can't escape and you can't always tell that you're asleep. And I mean, you could be sucked into the Roach Motel.
Exactly.
Anything could
Yeah.
happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
So that's So yeah, poor Glenn
Brilliant.
ends up getting pulled in, and then God knows what actually happens to him in Freddy World to make all that blood all come up, and then
It's a fount.
it's a fountain
It's a fount.
of Johnny Depp goo. So
Yeah.
it comes up and he rubs into the ceiling. And like Caleb said, yeah, the room upside down, basically, all the blood, they spilled come up. And it's kind of cool because when you
Really
watch
cool.
it, you actually can see one of the sheets on his bed comes up and starts. Technically, it's falling down, right?
Oh,
because of the room.
yeah.
But it's actually, but
Okay.
you see it's going up.
going up.
But because all the blood's going up, it kind of like fits, like it's okay.
Right. It's like the blood is pushing,
It pushing the sheet up, but it's
Yeah.
actually gravity's taking the sheet,
Yeah.
and pulled it down. But still, but it works.
That's
It's-
really cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that's
so-
a good point.
And then his mom comes in, of course, and this is like, oh, kind of thing. Like,
So what do you think about the ending versus the ending? So like, do you like when Freddy turns into a pile of glitter? Or do you like that, because that was what Wes
Yeah.
Craven wanted, as I understand.
Right.
Was that moment, which is a wonderful moment when Nancy stands up to Freddy.
Yeah,
and she's
absolutely.
Takes his power
Exactly,
away.
which is amazing, why we love Nancy, right? But then we have this other ending where Mom's like, I'm not going to drink anymore. And there comes the car and all the friends.
honey, I think I'm not gonna drink anymore. She says,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like- but no, I like when Nancy, of course, says, you're nothing, you're shit.
Yeah. Do
And
you like,
takes his
would you
power.
rather that, or do you like the way it ends with the car and that it's all,
I like them both, quite honestly.
you wouldn't pick one or the other?
Oh, jeez. I mean, you gotta have she takes his power away because
Yeah.
you want her to win.
Would you have been happier, though, if it just ended like that? Or do you like the sting kind
No,
of
I
end?
love the little
Little jab.
jab at the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I do too, but I'm glad that she has that moment.
Yes.
But I think ultimately I would have been in 2019 not satisfied with the glitter Freddy and then it ends.
I think in this movie it's important though for Nancy to get that power back.
It's really important
Yeah.
that it happened. And then later, of course, in the franchise, she really does, I think, get to go out on a high note.
She does, yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, I think Craven wasn't really planning franchise or
Right.
sequel or
Right.
he was just doing his thing and then move on to the next. But the head of the studio is thinking
Money.
franchise money. Let's
The
keep this
kids love
going.
this,
You
yeah.
can't just kill him and be done with it. So
Well, thank God.
I see, and in the long run, yeah, it was probably the right decision.
No, seriously,
but-
that Freddy
so-
Krueger got me through
Yeah.
my adolescence. I mean, seriously, because I was not. You guys aren't gonna believe this, but I wasn't a popular kid in junior high. So
No.
So
You weren't the Glenn of your
I was not
your
the
day?
Glenn. I was a fat.
You weren't even the
little-
Rod?
No, I was. I was a fat little junior high kid.
Insert junior high picture now.
Freddy Krueger, one way or another, good or bad, good really, got me through. It gave me something to connect to, and got me through my adolescence. Really, I mean, because I had just something that I connected with for one reason or another, and it got me through. And I mean, honestly, and it became a
Really
point
sweet.
in junior high where people started calling me like Freddy. That was like my nickname in junior
Yeah.
high school.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you look at my yearbook, and like there's a lot of signatures. It's a Freddy in my yearbook.
Because you had like the shirt.
Oh yeah, I wore all Freddy
the
shirts all the time.
folder. And it's poignant. Is a huge part of
It's-
your adolescence, and for
Yep.
a lot of us, it's huge and poignant. But you were like there, like you were in it, like as it was being released.
Yes.
That's pretty special.
Yeah. And who knows why I took to it so much, but it
I think
it helps me.
I think the quips help. The humor.
Yeah, maybe he was a. I mean, he's not a good person, obviously, but
Yeah,
he was an outcast. He
that's
was.
actually a good. That is a good. It's impossible not to gesticulate in the Freddy Club. That's a really good point. Actually, it's like I think we all like identify with a lot of these bad people in horror movies more so than we do with like the heroes. And Freddy is a child murderer,
Yes,
but we love him.
we do.
What does that say?
Maybe in an unhealthy way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
He
don't
was
know.
supposed to be a child molester,
Yeah, but they couldn't
changed
say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we kind of know that's what he's doing, but they don't really name it. They call it a murder.
Well, I don't know if you know. I never really thought of him as a
Well, you were
molester.
10.
even as I got older, though, I always thought
Well, then
I saw him taking sadistic pleasure in torturing and killing children.
Which is fine.
But that's fine. You just don't diddle them.
Exactly.
That's
you
a different
must
thing.
have standards, America.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. So you justify things however you can. Trump's president, and we justify it. So I don't know. I mean,
we're living in the new nightmare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it's so true.
Freddy Krueger for president.
Yay! I had a point with this line of questioning.
Welcome to the Cult Show.
Right? It's gone.
Bummer.
Was it about?
Freddy for president?
No.
Or
Still
why
hear this.
Neil liked. I think that's where we started.
Yeah,
Is why did you relate to this
'Cause that's-
bad person?
That's
so
like
much?
what I like about him is that he is funny and darkly funny and kind of fantastical.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you have thoughts?
Oh.
I think it's
That's-
just right place at the right time.
Yeah,
and
all
the,
that,
the,
exactly.
The
He was
right,
a
it was
perfect
just.
person.
Anti-hero
He
kind
was
of?
the anti-hero, exactly. I was just
Yeah.
going to say, he was the anti-hero. I needed someone at the time to gravitate to that was, that was that guy. And exactly, he was kind of that, filled that void of, I mean, junior high, let's face it, is a...
It's a horrible time for anybody.
Horrible time.
For
I mean,
everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but...
No, I really think for
Yeah,
everyone. Even
okay.
people who seemed like they liked it, they didn't
Right,
like
Yeah,
it.
your adolescence and the hormones and
You're
the
basically
kids who are teasing you and
insane.
everything
Yeah.
going on. Exactly. He was
Yeah.
someone that, for whatever reason, filled that void and got you through it. And you were like, oh, Freddy would look out for me because I'm one of the misfits or the outcasts or something.
yeah.
I don't know.
And then you do the Freddy rap.
Fred
Could you?
Krueger's my name, and I'm here to say.
I was going to say, could you, cue the music? You know the Freddy rap.
Elm Street's a place. Listen to this. I got the time.
You know it.
Something.
Yeah. You have a talking Freddy Krueger doll?
Which we are going to unbox.
No, we're not.
We are.
Now?
As part of this show. When we come back from our quick little station identification, yeah.
I need more wine.
You need more wine for our talking Freddy Krueger doll.
I'm not prepared for this.
But I mean, think about that though. They're marketing kids' toys of a child killer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point.
So let's talk about that. So this is perfect. Let's take a quick little break. I
Marketing.
need to release some of that wine I was drinking back into the universe,
Just let
and
it
then
go,
we're going
man.
to
Just let it go.
The universe?
Just let it go.
No, do not.
Right now?
Let it go.
No.
Go on the couch. That's your spot. You're the only one that's going to be sitting there.
So
Jesus.
we're gonna come back and we'll do the Freddy. I'm talking about the merch. That's a perfect
Don't talk
segue.
about merch.
So
Okay.
Fred Krueger's the name. You know my game. Elm Street's the place. You got the time. Listen to this. I'll bust a rhyme. That was the Fat Boy song that Fred Krueger did. The rhyme.
Fantastic.
I remembered.
Oh my gosh.
All you gotta do is pee, and then it frees up the mind. So
It frees up your mind to
frees up my
rhyme.
mind, and the rest will follow.
'Cause-
So hey, welcome back. We're here again, and we talked about doing a little unboxing.
Yes.
Did we not?
We did. This is very exciting. I didn't know this was going to happen.
Yeah, I like to, surprise you.
Surprise, yeah.
Surprise! So this is the incredibly cool
God.
talking Freddy Krueger doll. So as a kid, I had one of these, and I remember I was at Toys R Us, and I don't remember why, but I was there, and I had like a video game or something in my hand, and I was like walking through, I must have like birthday money or something, and then I saw this on the aisle, and I just went, "Whoa!" and I ran and I grabbed this thing. And I was just like, "Oh my God, I got a talking Freddy Krueger doll!" And I mean, it was like the most wonderful day of my life, practically.
Oh
So
my
to that point, for
God.
sure.
Is this it?
No, this is not it. My father,
happened?
God bless my father. I love my father.
What did he do to it?
Sold it for like a nickel.
No!
So I had this, and I had the Indiana Jones doll that was like that big. That had like the leather jacket, and remember that thing? He sold them in a garage sale for like
He
a
didn't
nickel.
tell you he just sold them?
Yeah, he just. I moved out, and I was storing stuff at his house still.
Oh
and he
my
decided
God.
to get rid of it, and he sold it all for like pennies.
Oh, that is horrible.
So there's some really happy person right now, laughing.
Yeah, laughing at your pain.
So,
yeah.
but thank God for the internet, and thank God
Yes.
for Michael. Michael actually bought me this for my birthday. It was my birthday.
Yay, Michael.
Michael.
So yeah. So Michael actually bought me this, so I'm very excited.
Oh my
and I've been saving it to
God.
open it. You're not supposed to open it, I know, but I love you guys, and I love you guys, and I love you guys. So it's worth opening, I think.
Can we just yeah. I love you, I love you, bro. Can we just take a moment to before the unboxing, just to appreciate this whole thing?
Right.
Okay, so made by Matchbox?
Yes.
So,
You do
okay.
it. You're a millennial, so you go ahead and unbox.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna screw it up.
That's millennials. We make up drinks at Starbucks and we unbox things. There's a Toys R Us price sticker at the top here, which that's valuable now.
Yeah, right? How much is it? How much does it sell for?
$14.99.
$14.99.
Wow. And it's not even a barcode. It's like one of those little
People have to key that in,
Right.
yeah.
Someone had to cue that in. So then we have all this wonderful art.
Artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the best moments.
You know what's funny? These 3 pictures are the ones that the fan club sent you when you signed up.
No way!
These are the 3.
Those are the 3 you got!
8 by 10 photos that you got.
Oh, I love
Actually, there's
it.
one on Nancy they sent you also.
I like this one
So
down
that
at the
top
bottom.
one is from
That's the
Nightmare
Part-
on Elm
yeah,
Street,
so-
right? Yeah.
No, that's part 3, I think.
Oh, is it?
Oh, you might be right.
No, let me see.
Well,
That's not the alleyway, or
It looks
I
the-
think
like
I think that's
alley.
part 3 for the chair. You think that's the alleyway?
oh, there's a chair. There's a chair.
Oh, okay.
Exhibit
Yeah.
A. There's a chair.
I think that's what that is.
Then we have
That's part 3 also.
part 3. This one's like my favorite. This is where he just looks like really brooding,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's just kind of like,
Just doing Freddy stuff.
that's like a promotional
yeah,
still or something.
exactly. Feeling cute. Might disembowel someone later. And then, ha ha ha. Oh wait, caution, may contain small parts not suitable for children under 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it's okay to have a toy for about a mass murdering, child murdering guy.
Yeah.
As long as you're over 3 years old.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
FDA approved.
Made in China. Then we have the back. More quotes that you can expect. There's an actual, Woody from Toy Story. There's
There
the
is
little
actual
ring.
pull string, yeah.
Yeah. And then on the other side, we have more phrases. Welcome to Elm Street. We have surface is washable.
Oh, thank God.
That's very
case-
important.
That's important for
Neil.
me because there's a lot of foreign substances that get on Freddy.
There's fluids.
Fluids.
There will be fluids. Then we have this
There will
one.
be blood. There will be fluids.
I didn't want to just limit it to blood.
No.
So we have him the shush face, and then what's that from, Neil?
That's a promotional.
That's
thing.
just a
Yeah, I
promotional
don't think-
shot.
Yeah.
Was that in the fan club folder?
No.
That was in the
That-
cover of the folder.
That was not. That was an exclusive to the doll picture.
Exclusive. And then we have one down here. This looks promotional too, because he's looking straight at the camera, and he's just got his glove out.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have, oh my God! Look at this box art. This is amazing.
This looks nothing like Freddy Krueger.
This looks something like Freddy Krueger.
Right. But this picture, it's a hand-drawn picture. It's one thing not to be able to do that perfect.
Sure.
But the hand-drawn picture,
It's
I mean, it looks like some
looking-
guy got nacho cheese on his face or something.
And then there's one. This might actually be my favorite part. My arms and legs are posable.
So are mine, Freddy. So are mine.
No, I don't feel right unboxing this. You have to.
No,
I
me?
can't.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
can't do it. I feel
For
dirty.
those of you out there, it just goes to show that Neil is a fan, not a collector.
Hey,
True,
there
I am
you go.
a fan.
Well, you can always put it back in the box for display.
Yeah, for storage, yeah.
And display.
And he's
but-
not looking to unload it for a profit.
No, I'm not
that's,
selling
that's
this,
the
no.
thing,
Oh,
you
no.
know. So
This
You're
is-
not your father. You won't be.
or for not a profit.
Right. Yeah, he was like 50 cents or whatever.
Anyone got a nickel?
How much can I get for a quarter?
This is
I'll
in
throw in
really
these
good shape,
elves in the
Michael.
back too.
This
Yeah.
is in really good shape.
Oh, it's somebody loved
I know.
it.
Michael's probably crying right now. I didn't buy this for you to open it.
There's another disclaimer over here. Please cut hat tie off flush to head.
Hat tie off, flush the head.
Because you don't want to ruin the
All right,
hat.
so I'm saying, like, his teeth right there, he looks like he's, like, taking a nice good poop right now.
It's got ties in the back. I'm untying the ties right now.
Ties in the back.
Just so you know.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. The ties. Okay. I think he might be loose.
Is he loose? Is he on the loose? Oh my
Oh,
god.
there he is. Oh, look at him. He's so cute.
Oh my gosh, he's precious.
Look at him.
He's got our sweater
He's
on.
got the little hat. Look, the hat's got the little plastic tab
Cut that flush
on
to
the
the
top,
hat.
so
Flush
you
to
can't
the
take the hat off.
No, you can, but cut it
Well,
flush
you gotta
to the
take
hat.
it. Yeah, you gotta cut it. But
And then did you notice the backing little thing is the boiler room?
it's a boiler room. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's good
You
detail.
keep that for sure.
Yeah, no, this is sick. Oh my god.
Sick.
Can we save that?
I think that's the first time anyone's ever said it in the show.
Won't be the last time. Okay.
You are all my children now.
Aww.
Okay, here's the hard part. You ready?
Yeah, does it work?
I'm Freddy.
Hi, I'm Freddy.
Watch out,
Watch out,
Freddy's back.
Oh, Freddy's back. I didn't hear that.
Look,
Okay,
just 'cause you
said
didn't hear
that
it.
already.
Okay, there you
Okay.
go. Michael, what the heck? You get me a bad one? Sweet dreams, he said that time.
Welcome to Elm Street.
Oh.
Welcome to Elm
That's a
Street.
great one.
Welcoming you.
Let's be friends.
Elm Street, welcome you are.
Can you
Yeah.
hear these?
Yeah.
Let's be friends.
Let's be friends. Let's be
So
friends.
cute.
And that's
this
where, and that's
guy.
where the child's play idea, child's
He's so
play
cute.
idea
I'm
was.
Freddy. I'm your friend to the end.
This is like.
Oh.
It's like so cute.
There's
He's
the fluids
actually
we were talking
May
about.
I?
He's precious, isn't he?
God, this is too much. I mean, there's actually a nice sculpt on there.
It
It's
is.
not totally like lifelike to him, but it's
Right.
really, really nice. The sweater is a real knit.
It is real
Let's
knit,
see what
yeah.
he's got going on under
What's
this.
underneath? Oh,
you always got to
yeah.
look at a
Is
doll.
Freddy well endowed? Do we know?
Well, he's. This
In
is,
my world, yes, he is.
we're about to. You got to use the claw. And it's sewn
it's
shut.
sewn shut.
Oh, that's a
See,
bummer.
they knew. They
That's
knew.
That's a missed opportunity.
It probably got burned off anyway. So.
Well,
Look
yeah.
at the boots he's
It's
got.
got, it's got laces. This is very nice quality. This is really
They
good.
don't make them like this anymore.
They don't make them like this anymore. The hat is comedically oversized. You can wear it like this.
What are you
can wear it
saying?
like
what are you
this.
saying?
Hello,
The
my
jaunty
baby.
little
Hello, my
ankle
darling.
there. It's got nice
Like
little.
what? There we go.
Yeah. It's got nice little teeth. Oh, the glove. That's good. This like detail on the glove on the hand. This is a beautiful doll.
This is quality.
Where are you gonna put him?
Probably in my bedroom on the ceiling, looking down at me. So,
We would expect nothing less. We would be disappointed with any other answer.
right next to the mirror. So you know.
Yeah,
it'll
he's
be okay.
fantastic. I personally think you should display him in the box.
No, I'll put him back in the box. Yeah.
That's what I
Put
think.
Freddy back in box. Yeah. So I recommend anyone who goes out, and looks for Freddy Krueger dolls, pick one of these up.
This is
So-
awesome.
Or be like Michael and just keep sending them to me. That's fine. I'll
Right?
take multiple Freddy Krueger dolls.
Just send them to the theater. Oh
Send
my
them
God,
stuff.
I love the pull string.
I know, that's cool. Because now you push their stomachs, right? On all
Oh,
the-
I'm sure,
the ones
yeah.
now where you do that. So
Yeah.
this
no.
is real mechanics.
And he
so-
works.
And he works. And the box is in great condition.
Yeah.
So-
Does he have a voice box? You could. There's you could get in there if you ever need to if he breaks or something.
Surgically do something to him.
Go do a little surgery on Freddy.
Okay.
No, he looks good though. Where does the? Oh God, the sculpt goes down really far too.
Does it?
I love like toys and dolls and stuff. So this is the stuff. This was a good episode to have me on, Neil.
What kind of toys do you like, little girl?
Wow, that's not creepy at all.
Actually, the burn detail is pretty good. You can't see this.
It's really
but
good though.
It's pretty good. They did a good job.
Yeah.
Matchbox, good job. Cool.
Disrobing him?
No, I was trying to put them back together. Awesome. This is a little Freddy Krueger doll from Matchbox, circa 1989, 88, 89, somewhere in there. One of those 2 years.
I might say.
It probably says somewhere on there.
Oh Lord.
Little
1989.
89. Okay. Cool. So
Yeah.
30 years. 30 years.
Somebody loved this. They took such nice care of it. There's no dust
No,
damage.
it's amazing.
What a good find.
This was sitting somewhere in. So thank you, Michael, for my birthday present. I appreciate it, Michael, and our studio audience.
We missed one disclaimer.
What's that?
No batteries.
No batteries required. That's right.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger requires no batteries.
Can't be defined by such things.
Nightmare on Elm Street, 35th anniversary. What does that movie mean to you?
Oh, jeez.
Put you on the spot.
Wow. Oh, my God. No, seriously. Like, I feel like everything I say is, like, trite now after, like, your spiritual Freddy awakening that you, like, shared with everyone and, like, how he got you through life. Like, I mean, what can I say at this point? I like it. No, I love it. I don't know.
Hey, you're a wordsmith. Use your words.
I know. My powers. Jeez, I don't know what to say. I love him. I love Freddy. I think he's incredible. I think these movies are amazing. It's an icon for a reason. Like, I think if you look up, like, horror, everybody would, like, expect to see Freddy there. I think if you showed, like, a kid, like, on the other side of the world, Freddy, they'd know who that is even now.
Yeah.
Despite the completely unnecessary and frankly bizarre remake.
But I don't think we really answered why, though.
But why?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of posed that question earlier, too.
I know, but I'm just saying, I feel that wasn't really answered.
I think it's the mixture of horror. It's my roundabout way. I think it's a mixture of horror and humor.
Okay.
My dark humor. He really speaks to that. Like in Dream Warriors. This is it, Jennifer. Your big break.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm welcome to primetime video. We all know. But I mean, like, I don't know. I love the clips.
But I mean, but how does that turn into a kid's toy?
That's a great
or a
question.
Freddy plushie, or a, you know.
Yeah.
like,
well, why Freddy?
So he became a pop culture phenomenon. The
Right.
question, he even like ended up hosting MTV at one point.
Yes, he was a
Right.
VJ, wasn't
Freddy-
he? Like,
Yeah, Freddy's
technically?
Nightmares.
Yeah, he had a show.
There was a TV, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know,
But
and I'm
why
not saying
Freddy?
it's not deserved. Like, don't
at
send your
me.
hate at me. But
Yeah.
I'm just so curious as to why it got to that point.
I know, and it's hard for even, like, I can't really articulate why I love him so much, because I didn't have a personal connection as a tween as you did.
Right.
I just love him. I just think he's funny
Yeah,
and
you
creepy.
you found him later, and yet
Yeah.
still it
I still think he's
resonated with you. And
Or he has a charisma.
Well, and that right there is the difference. Is when you have the Michael Myers and the Leatherface and the Jason, is they are just the killing machine. It's not personal to them. It doesn't seem
No.
personal, right?
Right.
Whereas Freddy, he's teasing you and he's playing with you.
Yeah.
And he's playing to your fears.
Which is very, like,
which is-
root and, like, deep in there.
Yes,
yeah.
correct. So, and then one thing about Nancy though is that you got to do. She did fight back.
yes,
Like when you compare it to a Laurie Strode or whomever, that, you know, she was like, she's
She
lucky.
didn't- she
She's
didn't let
lucky
him-
she didn't get killed.
She didn't let him beat
Michael
her.
Myers missed twice. She could have been dead really easy.
Yeah, he wasn't good.
So
wasn't
we've
good
covered
at
that
it.
already in episode 1.
Yeah.
So, but whereas Heather Langenkamp, she was laying bombs all over the place, right?
there was like a whole montage of her.
Oh my God, a wonderful 80s montage.
It was great.
Yeah, you love an 80s
I mean,
montage.
she's like hollowing out the light bulb, with
Right.
the gunpowder.
Yeah.
How the hell do you put a little hole in a light bulb and and put the
She
gunpowder
found it, and this is
without hurting the filament?
She read a book, Neil.
This
Oh,
is
she
before,
did, yes.
this is before
how
the
she did it.
internet.
In
This
Venice,
is, yeah.
in Venice, California, no less.
Yes.
She was in Venice, California, on the bridge reading her book.
I bet there's
Yeah.
some college student out there that's done like their thesis on how, Freddy went from child murderer to kid's toy.
I would imagine so.
I think there's
But-
been some stuff out there, some really scholarly work about Freddy and horror in general, but about
Right.
Freddy and his relationship to the 80s and the Reagan era and the kids of that time. Like, you could deep dive into
Yeah.
Freddy as a figure. But I think it's the charisma is a big part of it.
It is. There's no
Yeah.
question. And
Yeah.
Can it have been done by any other actor?
No, and I think that's really important too. Is Robert Englund brings this character to life?
Right.
100%. 100% don't think it would have been successful if he was just had the satanic voice or just had the jokes.
Right.
But you need those two ingredients mixed with a very good performer.
Yeah. No, I agree. We obviously saw it happen with the remake, which we all go like. I mean, all
The remake
Jackie Earle Haley never had a chance.
Okay,
and to take that role to begin with, I know you're an actor, you want to get paid and you want to do something, right? But you never had a chance. Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger, and he was the right guy at the right time, and he just thank God he had an opening in his V filming schedule that he could fit in a summer movie to film a summer movie, and it got done and it became just a giant thing that
iconic
affected me and obviously a bunch of other people. That we got a toy. That they got a little doll out of it. So. But on little Freddy.
Was there ever a Happy Meal or a?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That would have been cool. There was not, but there should have been.
Was there a juice or anything? Was there any sort of snack tie-in?
Freddy juice.
Freddy juice. Was it Ecto Cooler?
There was Ecto Cooler, and there was Ghostbusters cereal. I don't remember. There is a Freddy-O's now. There's a Freddy cereal, but
by Funko. Yeah.
Which I have in my office at home. But
I love it.
At the time, there wasn't. No. So basically, what we're saying is, Wes Craven's a freaking genius to create this masterpiece.
Miss him.
Seriously, think about it like, all the slasher films, it's like, Jason's got his machete, Michael Myers has got his knife, or whatever. Like, I think it's just a cool, ingenious way.
It is original, yeah.
It is.
And it speaks to his anger and his vengeance as a character, too. That, like, he crafted something. It wasn't just...
he didn't just pick something up and go, it wasn't like a shovel that he grabbed in the
exactly.
in the shed or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because the thing, it's like you think about it. I mean, clearly this is an extension of his hand.
Right.
Yes.
So he made something that will fit on his hand that will cause massive damage and harm, but it's an extension of his hand, and what he is doing is causing it.
Well, and that's like, I love true crime stuff too, so this is going to sound creepy when I say it, but like when people get stabbed, it's generally like a crime of passion, and it's like it's intimate and it's like personal, so that makes sense with it being like his tool. So now I sound
and
like
it became this totally iconic. I mean, look at you. We have 3 gloves in our studio right now.
Yeah, in one basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking this off. I love it.
I know. We're never taking them off.
It feels good.
We don't take these off.
It's very empowering.
So empowering. And we like place it over our hearts.
Right.
Like,
I pledge allegiance to Freddy Krueger.
If you haven't seen it in a while, go watch it. It holds up. It's a wonderful film.
Oh, absolutely.
Music, acting, the haircut.
The haircut definitely holds up in 2019.
Poor John Saxon.
No, bless his heart.
Thanks for joining us. What can you tell everyone about Genre Junkies and where they can find you and how? And
let me plug that real quick.
Please plug.
So, of course, we're on Apple, we're on Stitcher, we're on wherever your finer podcasts are found, or your not so fine podcasts are found. You can also find us on Twitter and on Instagram, Genre Junkies, and listen to our show. We got something for everybody, but it's always horror, sci-fi, or fantasy. So it's kind of like, we've talked about this last time, it's like the Cult Show, like sibling. It's like, this is like the movies of the genres, and we're like the books of the genres.
Right. Basically, you have to be literate to understand theirs. Or be like me and don't read for us. But how's that?
It's great.
Does that work?
Perfect.
All right.
I couldn't ask for a better endorsement. Yeah.
And then for us, of course, the Cult Show, you can find us online at thecultshow.com. Please send us emails if you want to inquire about how to be in our studio audience or to ask us any questions at info@thecultshow.com. And you can find us as well on Instagram at The Cult Show Rocks, on Twitter at The Cult Show _, Facebook at The Cult Show. What else is out there? I think...
you have a Facebook?
We have Facebook, believe it or not, right? I know Facebook. Who uses that? There's probably a MySpace I'll even know about.
And a Friendster.
And a live journal.
Yeah, I think we're even on, what's Tinder or something? Swipe left for us? I'm not sure.
Christian Mingle.
Yeah.
ChristianMingle.com.
Our time. Yeah.
The farmer's one.
FarmersOnly.com. Yes.
Oh, you're definitely on Farmers Only.
Farmers Only. Oh my God, that's funny. And then what else do we do, Caleb? We do smoke signals from the roof.
Yes.
So, and then let's see. And then, of course, you can find us as well, believe it or not. We are on Apple Podcast.
I love
and
listening to the show as a podcast.
Thank you so much.
I mean, I like it as a visual, obviously, but it makes a great podcast. It's still super engaging.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
And with you here, it's even more so, I bet, too. So I look forward to hearing it.
Yeah.
Check us out, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, wherever you find podcasts as well. And then the Cult Film Series, which, of course, is where we actually show movies live and we stand up in front of the audience and talk a little bit and hopefully give you a little bit of knowledge and make you laugh and say hi all at the same time. A sense of community at the Cult Film Series. Right, guys?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi.
They're all like, what?
I know, right?
Arr!
And make sure you ask Neil for a really big Robert Englund hug. 'Cause
There you
he'll
go.
give you one.
That's it. Robert Englund hugs. And then, Caleb, what's your say?
Like and subscribe, or 1-2, Freddy's coming for you.
Perfect. There you go. All right. That is it. So, you guys, go out and watch A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a fantastic film, and it shaped me into the human being I am today. Good or bad, take it or leave it.
We're all so
So,
thankful.
But,
Yeah.
Sandra, thank you so much for being here.
Yes,
Thank you for
Sandra.
having
Thank
me.
you.
It was so awesome to get to talk about one of my favorite movies and franchises with like-minded people that appreciate it.
Me too. You know, it was, I got to bare my soul while you were
Right?
here, and I know
Yeah.
that I feel like doing it alongside of you and Caleb, I felt comfortable in doing so.
This is a safe space.
So this
It
is
is.
exactly.
Hashtag Neil
So-
don't do therapy.
Can we have a Freddy high five?
Please, high five. And my
Yeah.
little Wayne's World.
Yeah, love it.
Okay, we'll see you next time. Please join us, and thanks again, studio audience, for being here. We appreciate it. We got Wanda, who of course is the lovely and wonderful Wanda.
She's amazing.
Kenneth, Lewis, Michael, Steven. And other than that, we'll do our 80s freeze, and we'll see you next time. Okay, high
High
five. What kind of toys do you like, little girl?
Wow, that's not creepy at all.